Yo, Bert, you won the giveaway from last week's video. Thanks for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Enjoy your trending hot comics list. Welcome, comic fam. Another week, another list of the trending comics in the comic book marketplace, and I'm sitting at the table like I do every week. Slap that subscribe button with Russ over Street Price Guide Advisor.
Everyone, it is fantastic to be here this week. I am super excited, and this book coming in at number 10, I'm going to make Tom talk about because he never talks about Star Wars books.
At the list, at number 10, we have Star Wars Mace Windu, Jedi of the Republic, issue number 4. Making the list. Break out your purple lightsabers. This comic book is the origin story of this character. Why would that matter this week? Why would that push this book to sell for an increase in copies sold of 950%? $4 average sale? Well, it's because we are now hearing rumors that aside from Obi-Wan Kenobi getting a run on screen to join Mandalorian success, we are going to see a tale about Mace Windu, and Samuel L. Jackson's going to reprise his role, but it's going to be a younger version of himself where we see in this comic book.
So this was really unexpected this week. These books moved quickly. We're still seeing raw copies going for about $4 with a high sale of around $20 if you want to grab it in a set, but there is a super cool Declan Shalvey variant that's a 1 in 25 that you can go searching for.
Now at the list at number 9, we have a run that I've been chatting about, but not for speculation reasons, because it's so damn good. And you got a 1 per store of this insanely good anthology.
Oh yes, the Ice Cream Man Quarantine Special had a 1 per store foil variant
Thing's
this
hot,
week.
dude.
It is hot. I'm getting mine graded, and it is going into my personal collection because it looks so good. Now, they've been doing these really cool Dr. Seuss variants. They just released the second print of number 20. They're going to be releasing the third print of number 20 where he's cutting off the Lorax's head, but this just adds more to the hype. These foil books are moving quickly, and they are selling for a lot.
$75 averages, but it's selling for more than that right now.
The high sale we saw was $179.99, and there are 4 that are currently on auction that are going to end over $100 probably.
Now we're taking a look at the list at number 8. We have Batman issue number 99, the Jorge Jimenez design variant that is so dope. Nightwing looking so good on this cover, and clearly the community is digging these variants, Russ.
Well, these design variants, again, it was just not something that DC had been doing. They had A to B open to order, and now they're kind of publishing and putting their own books out, and they're putting the 1 in 25 variants. These design variants are coming out for a lot of different titles. We got the Superman one last week. Wonder Woman had one last week. Batman's having them consistently.
Whoa, how do we keep up with so many design variants? It's impossible.
If only there was an app out there that had a button for design variants, Tom.
There's an app for the comic book market that makes these things digestible and easy to keep track of? What? Use code Tom101. Shout out to Key Collector for making this list possible. Keep up with the design variants. There's a whole button that lays them all out, all the ones worth your attention, and hit them with the prices of this one.
So back to this one, we are seeing average raw sales of $30 for this with a high sale around $40. You do have to keep in mind that 2 months ago, there were pre-sales of this book around $60. So there has been interest. There are people looking for them, but the prices always seem to settle a little bit after they're finally released.
At the list. At number 7, oh my gosh, dude. Stopped me in my tracks when I saw that the Star Wars Mandalorian Season 2 trailer just dropped. And dude, I'm like, Ahsoka Tano, be Ahsoka Tano, please be Ahsoka Tano. There's a woman who's wrapped up in some type of cloth. And I'm like, oh, is that her? But I don't think it's her, man. What do we got at number 7?
Number 7, we have Kanan the Last Padawan number 6, which is actually the first Sabine Wren. Now, we don't see any purple hair in the Mandalorian 2 trailer, but there are a lot of good factors that could lend itself to being her.
First full appearance of Sabine Wren, going for $35 average prices with an increase of copies sold of 125%. And I'll remind the community that there is a cameo appearance in issue number 1 that has been heavily speculated on for quite a long time. However, the benchmark, that Hulk 180, 181 cameo benchmark that a lot of collectors are joining the club about, has pushed issue 6 as that first full appearance.
$65 high sale for this. And I know we were talking a couple years ago about 2 Star Wars movies a year, maybe too much.
Dude,
and
people thought they wasn't going to work.
Really, it wasn't. But now all of a sudden, if you have these many things coming out, there is a massive amount of interest. And I think there's enough interesting characters with The Mandalorian and Ezra Bridger getting brought in and Ahsoka Tano getting brought in and all of these other characters that are getting mentioned. Yes, this is a good time and this is the right amount of Star Wars.
Prime for speculation. So many characters that they could utilize. And now we're looking at the list at number 6 with one of my favorite keys to make the trending list in quite some time. We have one of my personal grails and one of my favorite characters, and I sit in front of a Mineola cover every time I hit the mic.
I love the Goon and Eric Powell, so much so that in 2013, when there was a Kickstarter, I gave him a lot of money to try and make this movie.
I did too.
I have my Kickstarter shirt.
We have those posters still.
I know,
we found them.
They're actually worth money now. It's great, but I want them because they're my Goon posters. And so I can tell you with wholehearted definition, I know this book is not spiking because there's a movie coming out. Sorry, Eric.
No, just like insanely respected independent run, and like others that have been getting some love as of late, TMNT, Bone, and the likes of Crow and even Sandman, like these like more, almost underground or like lesser known franchises that collectors respect so much that we have some major gains on his first full appearance in his own title.
So Goon number 1 from Avatar. And you have to make sure that it is the Avatar one that you were looking for, because it's not the Albatross Funny Books. It's not the Exploding Books Press. It's not the Dark Horse one. I mean, there are a bunch of different Goons out there. This is the Avatar one from 1999.
Yeah, multiple issue ones exist of this character. And we have some major gains because this goes for $350 on average. But this is super low print and really tough to find in high grade. Hit them with some of these giant sales.
There was a recent sale of a 9.9 for $28,800, which is incredible for an indie book like this.
And then we have 2 9.8 sales, one at $1,800 and then another at $1,500. And there was a 9.6 sale at $760. Yeah, Eric Powell getting some love, and it's well-deserved.
I even saw that there was a 9.8 that just got listed for $4,999. I'm not even seeing raw copies of this book listed. Almost every copy I'm seeing is a CGC graded book, even as low as like a 7.5. It's just everyone got them graded because they know it's a high-demand book.
At the list in number 5, we have Venom issue number 25, the first appearance of Virus. And, we have to be up on all the comic books that come out, all the variants. There's a lot to spec on. But this one, you would have only known about if you were following me, Comictom101 on Instagram, because my source told me about this the day that they were distributed. You gotta follow me. I know my peeps, and I know my sources are good, and we knew that this book was gonna be included in 3-packs around Walmart across the country, and now it's a spiking.
$20 average price for this book. We are seeing the 3-packs going for a high price of $65, but I even got tagged on Instagram earlier today, a guy who bought a copy for $5 with $5 shipping. So there are bargains out there if you can find good sellers.
Yeah, be quick about it if you're trying to move the book. I think this is way cooler than the other covers that have come out. I'm actually pretty excited about some of the Walmart variants they're choosing to bring because I think they're paying attention. I think Marvel knows that these variants are getting collectors excited, and that makes Walmart happy. And if Walmart's happy, well, then they're going to keep doing it. More people begin into comic books.
Number 4 on the list, we have Sentry number 4, which is the first appearance of the new Sentry, also being referred to as the Void Sentry. Now, if you've seen any of these photos of panels that came out recently, there's a significant resemblance to this Null character.
Courtesy of Jeff Lemire coming back out in like 2018, this new version of the Sentry has a dark persona that is like combined with the light persona to make this superhero as powerful and the character that he is. But that dark persona is known as the Void, and he happens to look pretty damn close to Null. So right now, it's prime for speculating. But why? Based off of looks alone? No, because Ryan Stegman just teased a Sentry panel. The King in Black is coming, and we're not ready.
We are absolutely not ready, and neither was the internet. infinity more percent copies sold. We actually had 66 copies this week and 0 copies the previous. I mean, that's infinity. That's it. It's just, that is how many copies sold this week. But we are seeing a $30 average price. We are seeing $60 high sale for the single book. We are seeing the pair of number 4 and number 5 going consistently for $100. This book went from nothing to 1,000,000 miles an hour in less than a week.
Shout out to my homie I Got Issues, who actually posted about this like over a year ago. And I remember when he did it. Yep. He was mentioning Century. He's a cool dude in the community. Shout out. And let's chat about number 3 on this list.
Number 3 on the list, Amazing Fantasy number 1, First Araña.
Dude, we have another Spidey character that's being heavily speculated on.
Another female Spidey character. Why would we be talking about this, Olivia Wilde? I have no idea, Tom. Olivia Wilde. Why would we be talking about a female Spidey character?
Okay, so issue 1, it features the first appearance of Araña, which also means spider in Spanish. And this character is one that may be hitting a screen, but which one? We don't know if it's going to be the movie screen or our television screen, or I guess that's the same thing now. I don't even know anymore. So why do we have a 650% increase in copies sold of this book? $20 average sales with a 9.8 hitting the $200 marker is because Araña just positioned herself to be prime for speculation, just like Spider-Woman and Silk.
So this book is moving and shaking, Tom, but why is Olivia Wilde bringing up Kevin Feige?
Oh my goodness, that's another good question. So Olivia Wilde, we know, was going to be bringing someone from the Spider-Verse to a screen because she tweeted an emoji of a spider. But which character? Spider-Woman, Silk, or possibly Araña here? And now we're following her, and she mentioned that she's got to keep things under wraps, like Kevin Feige style. Why would she be working with Sony, who is notorious for like letting people know what's going on? They like to tease and get hype built, but she's quoting what they do over at Marvel with potentially a Sony property. I don't know. It's interesting.
Very interesting, but not even as interesting as number 2 on the list, Undone by Blood. This book was not on my radar. This was not something anyone had been talking about. Again, another one of those 87 copies sold this week versus 2 copies sold last week, which is astronomical. Again, another one of those books that no one was thinking about.
But dude, when Norman Reedus gets brought up in the speculation conversation, I don't think people need to be convinced of anything else.
Absolutely not. And you know, he's got a lot of free time because Walking Dead's about to wrap up.
Undone by Blood, issue 1, seeing a $10 average sale with a high sale at $30. Norman Reedus' production company attached, but rumors of him being involved has easily pushed this to the number 2 slot in today's trending list.
This just seems like a great female revenge story, and it's pretty cool that Norman Reedus is going to be able to be tied to this.
October Mystery Mail Call is open for enrollment. Link in the description to get comics from us, but you also support the show. And I have this stunning Dune issue number 1, courtesy of Ben Templesmith, going out to every single member. Trade dress or a virgin copy, it's randomized. It's going to be such a great month.
Tom, are you seriously not going to tell him about the other variant?
Oh, dude, I'm going to keep it all quiet. Eric Powell's on this list. What would Eric Powell do?
He would tell nobody.
That's right, he wouldn't. And let's chat about the number 1 trending comic book on this list, because I'm a little confused how to feel. The inner turmoil is real. Number 1 on the list, Russ.
Number 1 on the list, Avengers number 8, first appearance of Kang the Conqueror.
Oh my goodness, we're seeing a pretty pricey book leading the charge for the most wanted comics. Post news and speculation rumors have been circulating about him appearing in the Ant-Man 3 franchise.
We have only rumors. We have no confirmation, but what we do know is that Jonathan Majors from Lovecraft Country is now tied to this property. So we have a pretty good idea of where he may be heading.
Going to be tied to this, possibly tied to this character. Could he be this time-traveling menace? Well, this $300 average sale seems about right with this kind of speculation going around, but this is a very expensive book in high grade. So let's tell you about this crazy 9.4 CGC graded copy.
$3,960 for a CGC 9.4. And for a Silver Age book, you know that's a great grade. And probably even undervalued for the market.
To put in perspective, a 7.5 copy of this book would likely go between $700 to $800 this time a year ago. That same grade is approaching $1,500. But this is all within a 48-hour time frame. People are aggressively hunting for any villain spec they can get their hands on. And this one's actually pretty cool because there's actually 2 Silver Age books to consider.
Fantastic Four 19, actually the first appearance of Rama Tut. Well, we find out in Avengers number 8 that Kang the Conqueror was trying to pull a fast one on everyone, and he was actually Rama Tut in Fantastic Four 19. So that book's been moving too.
Wouldn't it be so interesting if they decided to go the Rama Tut route? I mean, we do know that Black Adam, consider this, I know it's a different franchise, but they're going to be bringing like an origin story of that character to the screen. It's going to be incorporating ancient Egypt and the pyramids and stuff. Why wouldn't Marvel try to do something similar? Like, it would be really cool to see. And I like the idea of them going the Rama Tut route with this and then possibly bringing this mega villain into the MCU because he's going to be appearing in Ant-Man 3. Like, I would expect that in like a heist movie.
Well, yeah, but you know we can time travel with Pym particles.
Ooh, that's true. Comic fam, what'd you think of this list? Comment, like, and subscribe. And until you win this giveaway, Gut Ghost number 1, it's our exclusive. And as always,
Geek responsibly.
Enough said. We got other videos for you to check out. We appreciate you and enjoy your weekend.